Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome back. In the last session, we have seen a brief introduction about the various kinds of assertions, whatever we have. In continuation with that, what are we going to do means let us modify this test script furthermore. So what kind of a modifications I want to do means let me comment this whole script. So I'm just copying this whole thing and I'm just commenting this stuff and I'm placing here. I'm deleting this match stuff. Now this is just a get request. So what I'm doing right now means I'm converting it into a scenario outline. So in Cucumber, we have an scenario outline concept. Using this scenario outline, you can pass your data sets here, right? So basically, I'm just defining my URL out over there. And inside that URL, I'm just passing my URL. So in the examples, I'm passing my URL. So here, whatever the URL argument is there, I'm just passing it here. So my requirement is this scenario needs to execute on this test data, whatever you have defined in an outline. So let me try to run my test script here, run as a JUnit test and see the outcome would be one and the same. There is no change out over there. The only difference out over there is instead of defining the URL within that particular class or within that particular scenario, we are passing it as part of an outline itself. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do means I'm just going back to my presentation where I have some sample APIs URLs. I'm just copying one among those URLs and I'm just referring to that. So here, there we have some get API also. See, basically, this is what a get response. Copy this. And if you go at the details, it will show you the various details for that response. So this is what the get method is, and this is the response you are going to get from that. So here, as part of the scenario outline, I'm just defining another outline here. Okay, I'm just defining another outline here. Now, let me try to run my test script. Run as a JUnit test now. This time, it's going to execute on the two data sets, whatever we have a passed. See, the two data sets, whatever we have a passed, it executed that information. Okay, we are getting some failures. Fine, we'll look at that particular failures also. So what's the failure we are getting here? Okay, but anyways, if you observe here, both the scenarios got okay. The scenario with the multiple examples got executed, and one got passed and one got a failed. Okay, we will see why it got a failed when we were executing that particular request itself. Too many requests. Title too many requests. It's not processing it. Okay, let me see once what we have in the feature. Okay, fine. Let me leave this one and let me pass this example once again. See here, I'm just using the same weather API for multiple times and let me try to run my script. Rather than giving a different API, I'm just giving my weather API itself and let us see are we getting passed or failed. Okay, see here, passed out of paths. So here the issue is whenever I'm trying to add those two APIs, I encountered an issue, but this time, whenever I'm just giving only the weather API, we are getting a proper response itself. So this is the way how exactly we can create a scenario outline. Fine. And one more thing out over here is you can get the response values and you can store it in a variables also. Whatever the response you are getting, you can store it in a variable. And okay, and so basically, what is the keyword that we are going to use in order to store in a variable is def basically. Def is a keyword that we are using in order to store a value to a particular variable. Okay, so what I'm doing right now means and def, the variable name is a description. Okay, inside of this description, what I'm going to do, response dot from the response, okay, whatever the weather description is there, get that particular description. See, this description we are storing in this particular variable. See, I want to print that particular information. Then print is a keyword that we are using in karate to print down that particular information. So then print DESC. So I'm trying to print that particular description. So what are we doing right now, guys? From the response, you are getting one value for that particular description, and you are assigning it into an another variable, and you are printing that. So here, def is a keyword that we are using in order to define a variable, and print is a keyword that we are using in order to print that information to the console. Let me try to run my test script and see what exactly the variable outcome it is printing to the console. It should print whatever the value we have as part of that, you know, statement of description. It should print. See, basically print few clouds. The value, whatever we have, it got printed down successfully using a print statement. Good. So far, we have seen various examples on a get. In the next session, we will see a small example on a post, guys. Cool. That's all I have. See you again in the next session.